So today we are going to learn how to determine the greatest common factor and least common multiple. The GCF, or the greatest common factor, is the largest counting number that can go into both numbers or multiple numbers. And the least common multiple, or the LCM, is the smallest counting number that both, or 3 or 4 or so on, of your numbers can go into evenly. So we're going to start with the greatest common factor. And in order to find the greatest common factor, first you need to do the prime factorization of each of your numbers. And doing the prime factorization is basically breaking down larger composite numbers into smaller prime numbers that are easier to work with. And so here we go. So 975 will break down into 5 times 195. 195 breaks down into 5 times 39. And 39 breaks down into 3 times 13. Now we need to check and see that all of the numbers are prime. 5 is prime, so we're going to circle it, and we'll circle the next 5. 3 is prime, so we'll circle that, and so is 13, so we'll circle that. And now we'll do the prime factorization of 864. 864 breaks down into, we see a 4, so 4 times 216, and then we can do 2 times 108, and 108 breaks down to 2 times 54. 54 breaks down into 3 times 18, 18 breaks down into 2 times 9, and 9, 3 times 3. Oh, and we forgot the 4, so 2 times 2. Now we can circle all of our prime factors. We have our 2's, and we have 5 of those, and then we have 3, and we have 3 of those, and that is it. So now that we have done our factor trees and found the prime factors of our numbers, we can write the prime factorization. And the prime factorization of 975, we'll start with our smallest number, which is 3. So we have 3 times, we have 5 next, so there's 2 of those, so we have 5 squared, and then we have a 13, so 13, and that is all of our numbers for 975, and that's the prime factorization. For 864, we have 5 2's, so we have 2 to the 5th, and then we have 3 3's, so that will be 3 to the 3rd, and that is it. Now that we have our prime factorizations, now we can look at our greatest common factor. In order to find the greatest common factor, you basically will see what your two numbers have in common, which factors they have in common. And as we look, we'll start with our smallest number, so we have 2, and there's no 2's in 975's prime factorization, so we will not use 2's. Greatest common factor. And look at our 3's. And we have 1 3 that's in common, so we'll put that 1 3. No 5's in common and no 13's in common, so our greatest common factor is actually just 3. That is the largest counting number that can go into both numbers. And then we'll work on our least common multiple, and if we look, it is the smallest counting number that both numbers can go into evenly, meaning you have to use all of the factors from each number, and if they overlap, you only use them once. So the least common multiple is equal to, we'll start with our smaller numbers, 2 to the 5th, and that will be the highest because we have 0 2's on this side. So 2 to the 5th. And then we look at our 3's, we have 1 and we have 3, so we'll do 3 to the 3rd. And we move to our 5's, we have 2, 5 squared. And then we have 13, so 13. So our least common multiple is 2 to the 5th times 3 to the 3rd times 5 squared times 13, which is equivalent to 280,800. And now that we have found our greatest common factor and our least common multiple, we need to check and make sure that we have done this correctly. And we'll do that by using the slide method. So first we will write slide both of our numbers, 975 and 864. And what is a common factor that will go into both? And we know that our greatest common factor is 3, so we know a 3 will go into both. So 3, and we get, for 864, it's 288, and it's 325, like that. And there are no more common factors between 325 and 288. Therefore, we know we are finished. And to check our work, the greatest common factor is found on the left side of your slide method, meaning 3 is all we have. Therefore, that is a check, so we'll check that. And then your least common multiple is found by multiplying 3 and then times the bottom numbers, which are 325 and 288. So we'll multiply that. 325 times 3 is 975 times 288. We have 40, 60, carry the 6, 78, 0, 0, 8, 7, and then 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1, 2 times 7 is 14, 15, carry the 1, 18, 19, and that will give us 2 zeros at the end with an 8, and then 0, carry the 2, is 8, and 2. And that is the same thing we got for the least common multiple. So check, check, and you're finished. Thank you.